Hey everyone, today I want to share with you when do you escalate care at a skilled nursing facility slash a long-term care facility. For those of you who don't know, my name is Brandon. I'm a neuroscience ICU travel nurse and I also work PRN as a travel charge nurse at a skilled nursing facility. So that is my experience, and in this video, let's dive into how do you know when to escalate care at a skilled nursing facility. What is escalating care? You are in a long-term care facility, which means there's not a lot of resources that you have. You can't take care of things that are too acute. So to explain this, I'm gonna give you guys an example or two of scenarios I've been in where I'm like, okay, it is time to escalate level of care, which means transfer that resident or patient out of the facility to an inpatient hospital. So, for example, you have an 80-year-old female, full code, has a history of hypertension, COPD, psoriasis of the liver, and let's say hyperlipidemia. So that's the patient history. They're here for skilled services, which means regular SNF stuff. On your shift, this patient came to you and was like, my stomach is hurting, I can't poop. Also, their medication history, they're on morphine. So this patient is getting morphine consistently. So, okay. So you gave a Senna. 2 hours after, came back. Senna didn't work. Okay, probably give another Senna. Still didn't work. You assess the abdomen, not as firm yet, but you're like, okay, here's some lactulose or some Milkamag. That didn't work. Okay, here's a suppository. That didn't work. Okay, here's an enema. That didn't work. At that point, that is when I send that patient out. Because for me, I was concerned for bowel obstruction. They are on morphine and on scheduled Senna, and Docusate, which wasn't helping. Stomach over the course of my shift appeared more distended and firm. Bowel sounds were decreasing. So that was when I was like, okay, you're going to the hospital. So that's my judgment. That's what the scenario I was in. And I escalate level of care and transferred that patient out because there was nothing else I could do with the resources I have. Obviously, you let the providers know and let family know and let your DON and ADON know. So that's one example. Another time I had to do it was there was this suprapubic catheter. This was maybe fresh when I just started doing this. I had no experience with inserting or changing suprapubic catheters, which I didn't know we could do here. Because inpatient in the hospital, we don't do that. We have resources in the hospitals. Urology comes and would probably do that. But yeah, so that's when I'm like, oh my God, I didn't want to add more water to the balloon because I didn't know how much was in there. I did take some out and measure how much was in there, but I didn't want to add any more I just didn't know. So that was when I escalated and transferred that patient out so they could get like either an x-ray or an ultrasound of their abdomen and see what's where, and then they do that. So that was another time I escalated care. And I think that's pretty much it. But in a nutshell, if you're working in this setting as a new grad, these are things you look out for. These are the things the nurses do. The delay is real. Working this side of nursing now, it is very different. It is not instant like inpatient in a hospital or urgent care. It is not instant. Things are much, much, much slower in terms of medication, in terms of just orders getting done. A lot of it falls on the nurse and the charge nurse. There's a lot of paperwork, but that's for another video. But pretty much that's it. Once you reach the point where, okay, I exhaust all my resources and there's nothing else I could do, you don't have any orders or anything, send them out. And if your gut is telling you something is wrong, it doesn't hurt sending them out either. Make sure you assess first. Make sure you try some nursing intervention first. And if that doesn't work, then yeah, by all means, escalate. Send them to the emergency room. So I hope this video helps. And to all my skilled nurses out there, my long-term care nurses, my nursing home nurses, you guys are killing it. This is a side of nursing I'm grateful to see and do as a charge nurse, but you guys are killing it. So keep it up. See you guys next time.